Hey everyone, we're at Busch Gardens for opening weekend of the Mardi Gras celebration for 2024. It's a new year for theme parks and we're excited to be back here again finally. Mardi Gras also marks the start of our third year of the channel, so that's pretty exciting. Our first two videos were actually filmed here at Busch Gardens for Mardi Gras, which I don't believe we ever published the first one, but at least the second video is on the channel from Mardi Gras. So this year they have a new show, the Bourbon Street Brigade, as well as some of the returning favorite shows that we're going to go take a look at. They have some new food options and some returning food options. And they also have a whole bunch of decorations to take a look at, so let's go around the park and see what's new and what they've redone for the year. I wanted to start off the video by mentioning that it looks like the parking fees have gone up for the season. They always change seasonally anyway, but this time last year they were $30 for general parking, $40 for preferred, $50 for VIP, and the pet kennel was $10. So it looks like general and preferred have each gone up $2, while VIP has gone up $3, and the pet kennel has gone up $2 as well. During the regular season and special events, they'll typically increase the parking rates also. They would usually become $40 for general, $50 for preferred, and VIP would be $60. The pet kennel would remain at $10. I'm guessing they'll probably be $42, $52, and $63 probably during the regular season. So just be prepared for a price increase if you don't have a season pass when you visit. Here's a look at the updated map from Mardi Gras. Shockingly, nobody is in the way looking at it. Not that they're really in the way. They're doing what they need to do. It's okay, but it's funny to see it empty. You can see up in the corner in the Festhaus, there's the New Orleans Jazz Band. Down here, they have Bourbon Street Treats in Italy, as well as the Bourbon Street Brigade. Near the Build-A-Bear Workshop in the Globe Theatre in England is the Carnival Imaginique. And then up in Ireland is the Samba Jamboree. And they notate that Clancy's Cajun Creations and Grogan's Pub both have Mardi Gras items. There's the Mardi Street Party up at the border between France and New France. They also have special Mardi Gras items at Café Lulu, Three River Snacks, and as well as the Grille by Trapper's Smokehouse. Here's their current billboard that's featured in a couple of areas throughout the park, including one outside the park gates. They're advertising the Mardi Gras event that's going on. As you can see, it's now through February 27th, plus President's Day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday each of those weeks. They show a nice picture of the beignets and also a big picture of the Loch Ness Monster, which still says resurfacing spring, so still no date listed on the billboard yet. But of note, where they list the seasonal events along the right-hand side of the billboard, as you go down underneath the Food and Wine Festival, you can see the what would normally say Summer Nights has been replaced with a summer event coming soon from June to August. They haven't revealed any details about that yet, but Park President Kevin Lemke did mention that they were doing this during the town hall. If you want to take a look, we have a video of the full town hall on our channel. So he mentioned that the summer event's coming but didn't give any details, and neither does this billboard, so it'll be interesting to see when and what they announce for this. The main entrance to the park looks much the same as it usually does, with the fleur-de-lis in the spot where the fountain usually is. The green, gold, and purple Mardi Gras colored fleur-de-lis, and there's also a Mardi Gras photo opportunity over here to the left. So it's a nice way to get your picture taken as soon as you enter the park. Mardi Gras scavenger hunt is back again. There is a stand right out in front of where you would go to get your height checked for the rides. You can reach inside this plexiglass container, grab this piece of paper. There are 6 different masks to find, and they give you clues to where they're located. They give you silhouettes of what each of the masks looks like, so you know what you're looking for. And I believe in previous years there were more than this. It looks like they reduced it a little bit, but the ones that are still there are similar to what they had in previous years. So it doesn't look like it's changed a whole lot from previous years. And we do have another video on our channel going over where these masks are hidden. So if you want to take a look at the scavenger hunt from a previous year, you can find it on our channel. As you walk down the main walkway through England, you can see that they've changed their Union Jack flags to the green, gold, and purple color of Mardi Gras. And then on the side of where you would pick up your photos in England is the first mask, so you can get an idea of what it looks like, what you're looking for the scavenger hunt. This one is in a slightly different place from where it was in the previous video, so they are moving them slightly, but they're still in the same general area. I don't even think they changed the wording of the clues too much on the paper for the scavenger hunt. The Emporium is carrying 2024 Busch Gardens merchandise. This is the design that they have for 2024. Most of the merchandise will have this design on there. It's kind of nice. It has 2024 in the center. It mentions some of their more popular rides. And this is one shirt design, a blue t-shirt, which retails for $27.99. In addition to that, they also have this tie-dyed shirt. And they have a little fanny pack. They have this black shirt is actually a long sleeve sweatshirt. And they have a gray women's cut t-shirt. And they also have a child size t-shirt. Since it's convenient, the child size price is also $27.99. Interesting, it's the same price. The fanny pack is $19.99 and it's actually kind of small in size. You can see it's about the size of my hand, so it's not really like a full-sized fanny pack. The sweatshirt, not surprisingly, is a little bit more expensive at $47.99. And it looks like, as of right now, these are all of the 2024 items that they have available. I'm assuming they'll probably release some other 2024 things in the future, but I guess because it's so early in the year, they haven't released anything else yet. As they release more 2024 merchandise, we'll be sure to cover them in future videos, so stay tuned. 2 years ago, Busch Gardens released on a monthly basis a series of glasses for members to buy, like 12-ounce glasses, I think. Last year, there was a series of small plates for members that was released monthly. This year, what they're doing are a series of magnets. This is one of the first two. They've released both January's and February's already. The other one has a lorikeet on it, and it's orange. These magnets are $9.99 a piece, but you can see here my hand for size reference. They are very large magnets, so if you intend to get all 12, you might need to have a lot of room to store them. Coming in the main entrance to the Emporium, it looks like they have some new sloth merchandise. In addition to this pastel-colored Busch Gardens hoodie, they have these pastel sloths, some sloth shot glasses, a plush sloth, a sloth-themed picture frame, sloth mugs, a sloth-themed tray for trinkets. And then over on the other side, this isn't new to Busch Gardens, but it's new to the Emporium at least. They have a bunch of the wolf stuff that we've seen previously over in the gift shop over in New France. They have the mugs, the picture frames, and the snow globes and the statues. Along with the pastel hoodie, it looks like they have a pastel pair of sweatpants to match it. And they also have the sweatshirt and a visor. Let me see if the back side of the sweatshirt has the Busch Gardens logo in pastel colors. They also have a set of pens. They have some water bottles. I believe this is another picture frame. They have another t-shirt, this one with a breast pocket. The price of this shirt is $32.99. This up at the top here in between the visors is a koozie. I couldn't tell what it was at first, but the koozie is $6.99. They also have some signs and some large water bottles. These are really tall. I'm not sure how many ounces they are, but it's a very tall water bottle. And they have a pink cutoff long sleeve shirt here as well. The Globe Theater's looking great, ready for Mardi Gras. On the left-hand side, they have a picture of some of the offerings that you can get during Mardi Gras here at various restaurants. They have I can see bananas Foster, I can see some beignets, I can see what I think is some gumbo, perhaps. A couple other dishes, but there's an example of some of the interesting dishes they have available. Beyond that, they have information about the show that's going on inside the Globe, Carnival Imaginique, which is a Cirque du Soleil style show. You can see they have 2 show times here at 3 and 5. They also had a show at 1 o'clock, but that show has passed since we're recording this after the show has passed, so they took the 1 o'clock showtime off of there, but 3 shows a day. They also have another sign from Mardi Gras on the far end of the Globe Theater. And now for the construction update that everybody's been waiting for. The Squire's Grille. They've come a long way on the construction since we were here last about a month and a half ago. You can see the facade now has, I assume, a coat of primer on it perhaps. The roof shingles are all brand new. They look really nice, especially considering when you go right across the way here to the sweet shop, the rooftop is still kind of old and in need of repair, so you can really get an idea of how nice the new shingles are when you look at that and then look at this. And as you can see, I'm all the way back here, the fence is right here. It's in front of the clock tower now, so the construction walls have stretched a long way. The one door of the clock tower is open. I assume that they're changing out the pictures that were Christmas themed and eventually replacing them with Mardi Gras, but these walls might be up long enough that they were putting maybe St. Patrick's Day stuff in there. I don't know, it remains to be seen. But here's a look over the wall of the construction. Also of note, if you feel like you need to use the bathroom when you first come to the park, please make sure you use the bathrooms that are outside of the park gates, as the first bathroom you come to, the one behind the Globe Theater, currently also has construction walls in front of it, so you're not able to use this bathroom. You have to go all the way over to Scotland or Ireland to use the bathroom once you're actually inside the park. This is especially true if you get here as soon as the park opens and you are in the England area. They let you into the park before it actually opens and put you in a kind of holding pen in England, and so you can't access the Scotland or the Ireland bathrooms early in the morning. So you definitely, if you're here before the official park opening, you definitely need to make sure you use the bathroom outside the park gate for the time being. Inside the sweet shop, there are a couple of seasonal treats. They have some banana cream fudge here that has a vanilla wafer on top of it. And then in the back, they have a party cake flavored fudge with yellow and green sprinkles on top. Here are the prices for the fudge and the apple. The fudge is $4.99 a piece, but if you buy 4 pieces, you can get 2 free. And the apples vary depending on what type of apple you get. Speaking of the apples, right below that sign, you can see they have a couple of specially themed Mardi Gras apples. And so there's a couple of different colors on these apples. In addition to that, they have some Mardi Gras colored s'mores and some macarons, both white and dark chocolate. Their vanilla sprinkled donut also has a Mardi Gras color scheme for the holiday. They also have construction walls back behind the sweet shop. Back here used to be some tables where you could eat and also a bank of lockers. The tables, for the time being, are gone. They haven't replaced them or put them anywhere else, but the lockers are just right across from that area here in front of the face paint and henna station. They have a temporary location here for you to use these lockers, and to access the lockers, they have a kiosk right around the back. So you just go right around the corner, you can use this kiosk and rent your locker if you need a locker at the front of the park. Here's a look at the construction work going on behind the wall next to the sweet shop. They've completely torn this deck apart. I guess they're putting fresh wood down. Something not affected by all this construction going on over here? This giant mushroom growing out of the side of this tree. The flags have been changed on the bridge going into Ireland, and the banner's been hung up that says Happy Killarney Gras. I always like when they put this banner up every year. It means it's the start of a new season of the park. You can't see it very well crossing the bridge, but the castle turret where the Happy Mardi Gras banner is hanging has beads hanging off the backside if you turn around. The interior of the Ireland area is just as festive as the bridge, even more so probably. I love that they continue having the giant beads on top of the structures, on top of Emerald Isle gifts, also on top of what was Grogan's Grille, but more on that in a second, and also on top of the old Battle for Air building and Castle O'Sullivan. Oh, it looks like above the balcony for Annie's Cafe too. There's some fun entertainment out here. It's nice to have a little bit of street entertainment.
Hello, hello. You
Hello.
can't be walking around here without any beads. There
Oh,
you go.
thank you.
Oh, you make the marvelous ghost host, by the way. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Out in front of the Abbey Stone Theater, here's another one of the masks. Depending on where the other ones are located, this might be the last one we show. We don't want to spoil too much. Out in front of the Abbey Stone Theater, you can see is where you will find Samba Jamboree at 1, 2:30, 4, and 5:45. I believe last year they had the Samba Jamboree over in Oktoberfest, so they've actually moved venues this year, I guess because they have the stage here now. As I was mentioning, what was Grogan's Grill is currently Clancy's Cajun Creations. Here's a look at the list of the items you can purchase at Clancy's Cajun Creations. And it's funny that they're using the name Clancy for this, because if you don't know, Clancy is the name of the leprechaun that spends time over here in Ireland, especially during St. Patrick's Day. So they're mixing leprechaun, Ireland with Cajun. That seems like a weird combination, but the food looks good at least. You can see they have a crawfish etouffee, fried oyster po' boy, Cajun hush puppies, seafood gumbo, red beans and rice, and fried okra, and a grasshopper cocktail alcoholic beverage. So it's a nice taste of New Orleans here in Ireland. And also I should mention what seems like should be the entrance to Clancy's Cajun Creations is actually the exit. The entrance is to the left of the restaurant over here. Grogan's Pub is also getting in on the festivities. They're offering Cajun meatballs, a French 75 cocktail, a hurricane, and a king cake shot. And as you can see, they talk about the sampler cards here. The sampler cards, 5 tastings for $40 or 10 tastings for $60. So the 5 tastings break down to $8 a piece, 10 tastings are $6 a piece. So keep that in mind depending on how much you spend on the tastings compared to how much the menu items are. So here's a look at the 10 item sampler card. You can see it's a punch card. They'll punch each number out as you order items from the various participating restaurant locations. And then on the back, they have information on the event. They let you know that your beers will be 10 ounces if you choose to use it on beer. Wine is 3 ounces, cocktails are 7 ounces. And you must use all of your punches by 3/3/2024. The unfortunate thing is that although you can see there's a hole punched in the top of it to go through a lanyard, they don't give you a lanyard this year, so you have to supply your own lanyard or just carry the card around with you. So we got 2 of the dishes here over at Clancy's Cajun Creations. The first one is a seafood etouffee. You can see generous portions of shrimp at the top of that one. And there's also a red beans and rice here, so we're going to try both of these. So the red beans and rice had a lot of Cajun flavor to them. It was not surprisingly spicy dish. I mean, it's Cajun, so you would expect it to be spicy, but it had a great kick, so if you like spicy food, you'll enjoy this. It looks like there might be some kind of andouille sausage maybe in this, which they call it red beans and rice. They don't specify that there's any kind of meat in here, so if you have a vegan diet, you might want to be aware of this. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm fairly certain that there's meat in here. And we looked on the Busch Gardens website. We couldn't find anything about the ingredients that were in it, so we have no idea. There's nothing on the menu, nothing on the website. So we don't know for sure that there's meat in here, but be careful if you don't want to eat any meat if you get this dish. Generally enjoyed her seafood etouffee. Even though it's called a seafood etouffee, the seafood is basically just shrimp. There's also chicken mixed in here with the rice. It's a thick, spicy sauce with the Cajun spices. It's like the red beans and rice. It's spicy, but not overpoweringly so. So it tastes really good if you like Cajun food. Just like the red beans and rice, you'll also enjoy this one. Jen got the French 75 cocktail at Grogan's, which is gin, champagne, and a hint of lemon. And this is a 7-ounce pour that we got with our tasting item. The regular price for it is $13.99. So Jen's a big fan of lemon flavor, so she really enjoyed the drink a lot. She said it's a moderate sour, about a 6 out of 10 she would say. It's got a nice little fizz because of the champagne, and it's not too alcoholic tasting, but she can taste the alcohol in it. She thought it was a great drink. The train is still not operational, though last time we were here it was not operational because of the Christmas lights that they were doing for the occasion. Now they have a sign out in front that says the train is closed for annual maintenance. So hopefully when it gets warmer they'll open it back up. I'm not sure how long this maintenance is supposed to last. The Tweedside gift shop above the main entrance now has a sign that says Tweedside Station End Shop. So they're making it known that the station is through here, which makes me wonder if they'll keep this as the main entrance despite the fact that there's a perfectly good entrance still over here. I wonder if they'll be closing this permanently once the annual maintenance is done. Our channel's first look at both loops being fully back in place. There's no word yet on a reopening date for Loch Ness Monster, but it looks like the track's coming along well. It looks like the rest of it may have gotten a paint job. It's kind of hard to tell from this distance, but it looks a lot shinier and bright yellow now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this reopening. So as we enter Festa Italia, you can see already that aside from the inescapable Mardi Gras music that's everywhere, there is really nothing going on in here that's Mardi Gras themed. However, despite that, there are a few things to look at, so let's go look around Festa Italia for a minute. And the Tempesto gift shop is a 2024 souvenir that we didn't see in the Emporium, this child-sized sweatshirt. And the child-size sweatshirt is also $42.99, just like the adult-size version. The design is the same though. In Festa Italia, the Roman Frieze at Christmas time changed its name to Cocoa Cafe. I guess because it's still cold enough for hot cocoa, they kept the name for now. It won't be Roman Frieze again until it starts getting warmer out. We came over to check out Pantheon, but in typical Pantheon fashion, there's a sign out in front of the bridge that leads over to it that says the attraction's closed, presumably for wind, as it typically is closed for wind more often than not. There's a little tiny eatery over here that's rarely open except for during the Food and Wine Festival and maybe a couple other times during the year. But I guess because that's over there, I assume, they put a little picnic table here to eat at, and in addition they put several other picnic tables on the opposite side of the bridge to Pantheon as well. So even though there's not a whole lot of food over here, there is that drink station back behind here too. But even though there aren't any real significant places to eat in the area, they still put a nice little set of picnic tables over here, 5 in total, 4 over here and then the one back behind me. Not a huge surprise because this is late January, but the Roman Rapids is closed right now for the season, as is the Tradewind and the arcade behind it. They're doing their annual maintenance on this. So we've seen annual maintenance signs on this and the train. It is the off season, but it is strange that they're closing multiple rides for annual maintenance at the same time. That's going to make the lines longer for the rides that are open. It's kind of neat to see a deconstructed look at one of the cars on the Tradewind, laying in pieces around this workshop. They're also using another one of the cars to hold other pieces up here on the ride. And the centerpiece is completely torn up. You won't see that too often. The inner workings of the center of the ride. So as you can see from the sign out in front, Tempesto is closed for the season. But as you can also see currently, Apollo's Chariot is still running. That's one of their consistent coasters that they have going whenever the park's open, as long as it's working properly. The walkway through Italy, where there's normally a photo opportunity, has this one here today. It looks just like the one at the front of the park, except that it's surrounded by plants on both sides. So you come through Italy and you'll find it here. And then just past that photo opportunity, you can see the stores in Italy have streamers hanging between them with purple, yellow, and green lights and flags. And then beyond that, leading you to Marco Polo Marketplace and the San Marco Theater. They have this giant jester bust, which I believe they had at the fountain at the entrance to France in previous years. It looks like they've moved it over here by the San Marco Theater this time. And speaking of the San Marco Theater, they have a brand new for 2024 show, the Bourbon Street Brigade Pop Rock Hits, with 4 show times at 1, 2, 3:30, and 5:30. Here's a sneak preview of the Bourbon Street Brigade stage show. The setup looks really nice. I especially like what they're doing with the screens back behind the stage there with the instruments. inside of Marco Polo Marketplace is Bourbon Street Treats, where you can get these 4 things. They have build your own beignet bites, bourbon pecan bread pudding, a Doberge cake, and a Cajun chocolate mousse. Once you're inside of the Marco Polo Marketplace, they have a sign pointing you to your right. There's a counter where you pick up all of the Mardi Gras tasting items, because to the left is the regular menu that they usually serve in here. So we're trying what I think is pronounced the Doberge cake. Since it's French, it's probably Doberge. I wasn't sure how to say it earlier. And also the chocolate mousse. You can see the cake has 6 layers? Yeah, 6 layers. It's a really thick piece of cake, especially if you get the tasting sampler. That's a really good value for your tasting sampler. So the chocolate mousse itself we both thought was really good. The mousse itself, the chocolate was just a chocolate mousse. It really wasn't anything to write home about. What you really need is to try the whipped cream with it. The powdery substance on top is, I guess, some kind of chili powder. It has a really sharp kick of heat in the back of your throat when you eat it. So the spice mixed with the chocolate makes a really great combination. The slice of cake we thought was really good also. The cake part itself is a little bit dense. The chocolate is supposed to be kind of fudgy, but it's more of like a moist, whippy chocolate, which works really well with the density of the cake, so they went really well together. The really strange part, though, is that if you aren't using your tasting card, if you pay for these outright, this one costs $7. That one costs $7. You get a giant slice of cake for the same exact price as an itty bitty cup of mousse. So I don't know why they decided to price them that way. From the bridge in between Oktoberfest and Italy, here's another good look at the double loops back in place on Loch Ness Monster. Verbolten is also closed, presumably for the Mardi Gras season, so that's yet another coaster not running for this season. There's going to be long lines for the coasters that are running. Bar Castle Spirits in Oktoberfest is right now the Bayou Bar, serving Cajun cocktails. Out in front they have a menu of the Mardi Gras specific menu items that you can get at the Bayou Bar. They have a crawfish dip and a Cajun snack mix. They have 4 different cocktails: the King Cake Daiquiri, King's Cup Margarita, Fat Tuesday Spiked Lemonade, and a Big Easy Mojito. Any one of those are $13.99. We decided to get samples of the King Cake Margarita and the Big Easy Mojito. The King Cake is on the left and the Big Easy is on the right. The King Cake is a Jose Cuervo tequila and strawberry, and the Big Easy Mojito is Bacardi rum and mint. These are sample sizes, but we were able to get them for free with our sampler. Jen said there was a nice punch of mint in the mojito, and she's a big mint fan, so she really enjoyed her drink. My strawberry margarita was actually tasted very alcoholic. It almost overpowered the strawberries, so, but it did taste like a margarita, so it was, we liked both the drinks. They were pretty good. One other thing about the drinks that I forgot to mention, over there where we got these drinks, they come out of drink dispensers, like as if you were getting a beer on tap. They aren't mixed, they are pre-mixed, they aren't mixed by the bartenders there. So if that's a problem, you may not want to try these drinks. Your gratuitous DarKoaster wait time update: at a little after 4 o'clock on a Saturday, DarKoaster is a 90-minute wait in the off-season in January. In terms of decorations, nothing too over the top in Oktoberfest for Mardi Gras, just some purple, yellow, and green flags hanging off of the side of the game buildings, and some of the yellow, purple, and green streamers coming off of the maypole here. Outside of the show inside the Festhaus, that's really all there is in terms of decorations in Oktoberfest. Though the flowers in Mardi Gras colors are a nice subtle touch, almost miss them. You wouldn't even notice them unless you're specifically looking at them. The facade of the Festhaus has the green, purple, and yellow colors of Mardi Gras, and inside they have the New Orleans Jazz Band in there for now as their show. They have different show times depending on which day you're here. If you're here on a Friday, they have it at 4:30, 5:45, and 7. It's a little bit earlier on the weekends and President's Day. They have it at 1, 2:30, and 4:30.
Ready? Left, right, right, left, one, left, right, right, left, easy, easy, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. My goodness, I mean, you can't leave them alone for 2 seconds. You know what? I got an idea. Why don't we slow down this next groove to get everybody in the mambo mood? Mardi Gras, mambo, 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 Mardi Gras, mambo, 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 Mardi Gras, mambo.
Now, in 1902, Huey Cannon was a bar pianist in Comrade Saloon.
Bill Bailey thought it was a scream. But you'll love to hear it from this Mardi Gras queen. All right, band, hit it!
Inside of the Festhaus has a small selection of Mardi Gras merchandise. They have some feathery masks, some laid up lanyards, a bowl full of beads, this tumbler which says beads and bling, it's a Mardi Gras thing. They also have some feather boas. They have giant bead necklaces. And they have this t-shirt, "Where have you been yay all my life?" I know they definitely had this shirt last year because I laughed at this pun last year. There's a small bar off to the side when you first enter the Festhaus, and this has become one of the Mardi Gras tasting areas. They're calling it Big Easy Spirits. They are serving a king cake cinnamon roll, a Cajun Bloody Mary, a magic mimosa, and a king cake shot. I believe we got the king cake cinnamon roll last year and it was really hard. It legitimately broke our plastic fork, but it could be better this year. The bridge between Germany and Oktoberfest is all decked out in its Mardi Gras best. They have shiny tinsel covering the end of the bridge and then strings of Mardi Gras colored lights across the lampposts as you cross. Where there used to be red and white lights during Christmas Town, there are now Mardi Gras colored lights both on the Kinder Carousel and on the gazebo right next to the Kinder Carousel. The nighttime or the sun going down is starting to take effect. The lights are looking really good. They beaded up their fountain that's here in the center. I kind of miss the pool of hot chocolate with the gingerbread men swimming in it that was here in December, but They did do a nice job with the replacement. The giant beads and the Mardi Gras feathers. In Germany, there's a little tiny fleur-de-lis in a pot. That's about the only noteworthy thing from Mardi Gras that they have over in the Germany area. But hey, at least they did something over here. Another one of the many coasters to check off the list that are closed today is Alpengeist. They have benches blocking the entrance as well as the sign. That's strange because Alpengeist is usually one of the dependable coasters that's open most of the times of the year. There are Mardi Gras colored lights along the roof of the bridge that's going over top of Alpengeist. They always change the colors of these lights for every occasion. This one looks particularly good because of the 3 different colors. I really enjoy when they do this one. The side of the bridge facing Le Scoot, the drop for Le Scoot, now has lattice on it, so it's not a clear view of the ride anymore if you're standing over here trying to look through. That's a shame that they did that. They must have had their reasons. Maybe people were throwing things down. I hope that's not the case, but it probably was. Yellow, purple, and green lights are shining on the trees as you enter New France. So far, that's all I can see in terms of Mardi Gras decorations over in this area, but we haven't gone very deep in yet. Le Scoot is closed for the season, no surprise there for this time of year. But it looks like Invader is also closed. They have benches out in front to block the entrance. Closed for annual maintenance. They're picking a bad time for annual maintenance. They're doing it for half the rides here. Looks like the only ride that's open in this area is the Catapult, the Scrambler ride. Of course, we know the train is closed because we saw the Scotland train station was also closed. The Three Rivers Kettle Corn and Funnel Cake place in between France and New France has a few items. They have their Mardi Gras mini funnel cake, beignets, banana Foster cheesecake, and Mardi Gras kettle corn. I think we got a couple of these last year. I remember the food being good here. Trapper's Smokehouse is being rebranded as the Creole Grill. You can get some crawfish boil, blackened chicken, fried green tomato po' boy, and Mardi Gras corn, as well as a Fat Tuesday Rum Runner cocktail in here. As you can see, it's located inside the smokehouse. Around this area, though, are some of the most fun decorations they have anywhere in here for Mardi Gras. They have this skull with the top hat, and they also have this skull down here and the coup de grace. These 2 giant skeletons standing out in front of the entrance to Trappers. The Mardi Street Party happens in between France and New France when the park is open 4 times a day at 12:30, 1:30, 3, and 5. It's at the stage that is in front of Griffin that they put here permanently. Undercover here, you see these 4 tables. You can see the sign over here. You can get VIP seating for the Mardi Street Party if you want it. I believe at the front of the park you would purchase that. I'm not going to record too much of this because the Mardi Street Party is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's just a street party, some people out here dancing to some music and interacting with the guests. It's kind of a fun little thing, but not really something that's meant for you to stand around and just watch. You're meant to interact and dance, so yeah, that's basically all this is. Since Mardi Gras is kind of a Cajun French holiday, it's appropriate that they did France up right. They have the Mardi Gras colored lights everywhere, and they also have a fleur-de-lis on the rooftop up here. They have banners everywhere. And also, Le Frites Garage is now Cafe Lulu Beignets. As it sounds, you would get beignets here. Choice of caramel, chocolate, or raspberry drizzle for $8. You can also get a passion fruit hurricane for $13.99, and your usual draft beer, wine, and Dasani. Note that there's no Coca-Cola here listed on the sign. More of the Mardi Gras rooftops with the fleur-de-lis and the lights. La Belle Maison has changed its window displays to reflect Mardi Gras. One here, and actually this one doesn't reflect Mardi Gras, but I've never actually looked in this window before, so it's really nice, this little Eiffel Tower that they have here, little display. La Belle Wine Bar has a nice set of hanging Mardi Gras colored lights above, and also the bushes beyond it also have Mardi Gras colored lights on them. The centerpiece walking into the France area, if you're coming from the other direction, let me get out of this harsh light and also get a better view of it. We saw over in Italy they had moved the Mardi Gras bust over there. I guess it looks like they replaced it with this crawdad playing the drums. A band called the Po Boys. That's hilarious. I hope this stays here for future Mardi Gras. I love this. I didn't notice until I got to this angle that the drum set is a set of pots and their lids. The symbols are the lids of the pots. That's hilarious. I love this. They did up the facade of La Belle over here, La Belle Maison, very well. They have the banners hanging down and the giant fleur-de-lis on either side, topiaries. That's pretty cool. The walkway between the lorikeets and the wolves, they have Mardi Gras colored flags hanging from all of their light poles, and the lights are alternating. They have a series of green lights here, but over to the side there's some purple and yellow, and I can see more purple lights and yellow lights on the trees in the distance. So they have all the Mardi Gras colors all through here. On a rare piece of flat ground near the wolves, they have this photo opportunity. This one actually says 2024 on it. Not really Mardi Gras related, but they have projections of stars on the ground walking past the eagles heading into Ireland from this direction. And they also have the Happy Killarney Gras banner up on the castle from this side too, so you can see it from both sides. The Celtic Fire sign has returned out inside of the Abbey Stone Theater, but there's no show times yet. I think it's too early in the season for the show to be back. Yep, there's confirmations. Celtic Fire will return in March, just in time for St. Patrick's Day after Mardi Gras is over. There are other projections around Ireland which we obviously couldn't see when we were here during the day. Some fleur-de-lis on Castle O'Sullivan, more fleur-de-lis on the Abbey Stone Theater, and also a big Mardi Gras projection on the ground. The house cleaning yard sale of sorts is still going on the back end of Tweedside Gifts, out where the train station will be when the train opens back up. Most of the merchandise they have out here is the same or almost the same as what we saw when we were here in December, but there are a few things of note. A couple of things that we saw elsewhere in the park for full price are still for sale here for 65% off. For example, these wolf mugs we saw over in the gift shop in New France as well as in the Emporium. They have what I think are brand new, the pastel set that we looked at in the Emporium. They have the pastel koozies here, a whole bunch of them out here available. And something new that was not out here when we were here in December, they've moved their remaining 2023 souvenir merchandise, mainly their shirts, out here for sale. 65% off on 2023 shirts if you're interested. A couple of different designs. They have one gray one here. And they also have a couple of the 2023 picture frames still remaining here for deep discounts. The globe has similar projections on it to what we saw over in Ireland, a couple of different colored fleur-de-lis and a Mardi Gras yellow logo up on top of the globe. The photo op at the front of the park, and probably the one over in Italy as well, actually light up at night. It was hard to see that these are light bulbs in the morning, but this lights up. So that was a look at the 2024 edition of Mardi Gras. It may not have been as full as it will be later on in the season. For example, I think some of the Mardi Gras colored flags were missing from England, So there might be some little touches they still need to add because it's early in the season, but nevertheless, it was still a really fun experience. The shows, especially that new Bourbon Street Brigade show, were really great. All the shows are always a lot of fun, and this year didn't disappoint. So, in particular, that singer for the Bourbon Street Brigade, both of the singers were really amazing. That was probably the highlight of the year so far. The food was great. The atmosphere was great. There were some parts of the park that were kind of bare where decorations were concerned, but otherwise it was a lot of fun. My only real complaint is the same complaint that I had last year, and that's the fact that there is apparently only 6 songs themed to Mardi Gras that have ever existed, and we've heard them over and over all day. Every single time they have Mardi Gras, we just hear the same songs on a loop, and it kind of gets a little bit tiring. I kind of wish they would add a little bit to the soundtrack, but it's a minor nitpick. It makes up the fact that the shows are amazing, make up for the soundtrack that goes all throughout the park. So if you enjoyed the video, we would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel. Every like and subscribe are a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page. That's right there where Jen's pointing, and right below that is our Threads handle. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.